Hello. I don't have a lot of time. I just felt like this might be quicker than trying to write a whole blog. So yesterday I was talking to a friend, and we were talking about when you're like in relationships or even friendships. I'm pretty sure we've all at some point heard somebody tell us, "You're too good for me. I don't deserve you," right? Came to the conclusion that, say, if I were in a relationship, right? Or you were in a relationship, and your partner says, "Well, you're too good for me. I don't deserve you. One day you're going to wake up and you're going to realize I'm a piece of shit and you're going to leave me," right? We know that's not healthy because, well, they don't feel worthy of you, right? So it doesn't matter how much you tell them, "You are worthy of me, I love you, you deserve me, we deserve each other." If they don't feel like they're good enough for you, there's nothing you can do about it. That's an internal job. But what I came to realize was that every single person who at some point had told me that I was too good for them or they were not good enough for me, they all kind of didn't treat me the way I deserve to be treated either. And my friend, the way she put it was really good. She said that if I'm in a competition or a contest and I know I'm not going to win, I know 100% I'm not going to win, then I'm going to not give 100%. I'm not going to put forth the effort that is required for me to try to win. So if you're in a relationship and you don't feel worthy of that relationship, a lot of people, we don't give it our all because we feel like, well, it's doomed anyways because I'm not worthy of this relationship. Hi. I can't see who that is. Hi, how are you? But yeah, so if we're in a relationship like that and somebody says that they're not worthy, then they're not going to put forth the effort. And, we shouldn't be in a position where we don't feel worthy of somebody and then treat them like shit because we think, well, it's doomed anyways. We should step up. Oh, hi, Jackie. It's really hard for me to see the little pictures up there. I just wanted to do a quick live before I go pick up the girls because it's easier than sitting down and writing a blog at this point. What are you guys doing? Hello. How are you? I hear a kitten. A kitten got out of the other room. Hold on. Hey! How did you get in here? A kitten. Hello, baby. Anyways, so if we're in relationships and, hi. Ooh, sneaky. If we're in a relationship and we do not feel worthy. I'm in Germany. You guys still have school, Jackie? I thought it's summer break. Wait. Yeah. I thought summer break already started. Yeah. I got 6 kittens that keep dumping out the trash in my bathroom. So I know how that is. But look how cute. And they all look just like this. They're all black. Bunch of little witch kittens. Yes. Oh, ow. You stink. You stink. Oh, boy. Nine, come here. Nine! Oh, no! Anyway, so, what was I saying? Oh yeah, relationships, worthiness. Yeah, so if we're with somebody and they say that they do not feel worthy of us, they don't feel worthy of the relationship, they don't feel worthy of the connection, of the love, whatever you have to give. I've come to the conclusion that, if we know this, if they feel that way, and instead of them making the changes within to, become the person that they believe we deserve, we have to make a choice if we really want to stay with them or not. Because it is, baby. It doesn't matter how much we love them. It doesn't matter if we think they're worthy. If they're not willing to, become better, not for you, but for themselves, if they feel unworthy, then at some point, they're going to take that feeling that they have towards themselves and they're going to express it towards you. At some point, they're going to end up treating you like shit because they feel like shit about themselves. And they're like, well, I don't deserve you anyway, so what's the point in, trying if I feel like the relationship is doomed anyways. He's exploring. So yeah, so that was one of the things we talked about. And another thing we talked about was how we tend to get a little bit too caught up in our mind sometimes. We think too much. We don't let ourselves feel. No, they're all black. All black cats. Well, I have a cat, she's black and brown. She's a tabby, but she's outside. And then my black cat Maggie, she's the one who had babies. Bunch of COVID kittens. She was supposed to get fixed, and then we had to cancel the appointment because of COVID, and well, she got pregnant. Yay. So now I got a bunch of kittens. But yeah, so another thing that we talked about was the fact that sometimes people we get too stuck in our head. We get too stuck in our head and we don't allow ourselves to feel something. So say we meet someone and, we feel there's a connection. We understand that there's a connection, beyond just friendship or whatever. And the hell was that? I don't know what they're doing out there. Well, they're building a house, but I don't know what that sound would be. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but it's pretty loud. Sorry about that. So what I was telling my one friend is I told him, I said, you need to stop thinking so much and you need to get into your heart space. You need to get into your heart space. You think too much. If you're thinking all the time, if you're trying to analyze everything, you cannot analyze emotions. No. I like white cats too. They're just really hard to find here. I always wanted a white cat, but the only white cats I've ever found were bred cats. And I'm not spending $1,000 on a white cat. But if somebody knows anybody in the area who has white cats, I will gladly take one. My topic is love. It's always love. I was talking about being in a relationship and somebody feeling like they're not worthy of you. And now I'm talking about overthinking and that we need to allow ourselves to feel in order to be able to step out of our comfort zones, be brave, to love, have courage to love others and ourselves. Because sometimes, if somebody's talking about, well, how do you feel about me? And you go, I don't know, I got to think about it. Well, if you're thinking about it, you're not really allowing yourself to feel it. So we have to kind of step out of our brain and into our heart space. And my friend, she had asked me, how do you do that? And I told her it comes back to shadow work, as usual, right? So if you're thinking about something, say you're interested in a woman or a man, and you don't really know how they feel, or they're not quite sure how they feel, and you kind of get all stuck in your head. What if? How about this? Why not? And you just, yes. And you're trying to figure it out, right? But so you have anxiety or jealousy or even anger maybe because you're well, why is this shit not moving forward? So you might even be angry. So then you have to step out of your head and stop thinking about if I push this, what happens? Oh no, I don't want to do that. I want to be able to read the whole comment. I can't read the whole comment. If I hit, hold on. There we go. Okay. Fat fingers. We can choose to grow together and respect those other person's changes or grow apart because you can't know. Exactly. Yeah. And that's the thing is we have to be able to grow together within a relationship, And I was telling my friend last night, I was I'm at a point where I have grown so much in the past few months that it is quite possible that if, somebody who is around me at this point is not growing as well, they don't have to, we don't have to grow at the same rate, but if I keep evolving and I keep growing and I keep learning new things about myself and what I want in life, and this other person isn't doing that because they refuse to step out of their mind and into their heart space and allow themselves to actually feel their emotions, well, I'm going to outgrow them and I'm going to walk the fuck away at some point, right? I'm not going to feel like sitting around waiting for them to figure it out, So, yeah, that's one of those things. We have to grow together. And I think that's a lot of things where relationships these days, they just don't work out. That tickles my foot, kitty cat. Hello. Oh, wait a minute. Are there two in here now? No, that's mama cats. Okay. But yeah, so like we tend to, we outgrow one another sometimes. And I feel like that's because, one person wants to make the effort and the other doesn't. I'm not worthy of this relationship. I'm not going to put in, the effort. Because you're going to leave me anyways. Or, well, you're better than me and I'm just a piece of shit. They go into that victim mindset and they don't want to, make an effort. Because it's easier to point fingers and blame other people. How do you mean? I'm good. I'm great. I gotta go pick up my kids soon. They're in school. How am I your teacher? What do you mean? I'm not a teacher. I'm a Jenna. I'm a Jenna. Oh, you play the kitties. But yeah, so heart space. Yes, we have to step out of that mentality sometimes where we have to think about our feelings. Like, you don't think about your feelings, you feel your feelings. And if we don't allow ourselves to figure things out like that, right? So like, say we're in this ship of any kind, right? And one person knows exactly what they want out of it, and the other person doesn't really know. And then, one of them is like, well, I gotta think about it, I gotta think about it, I gotta think about it. Okay, cool, but if you're thinking, you're not allowing yourself to feel. You are distracting yourself with thoughts instead of letting yourself just feel. Now, if somebody's angry, and they go, why am I feeling angry? I'm feeling angry because I'm jealous. Why am I feeling jealous? Well, because I have feelings for this person. So when we're able to go within and figure it out, we always come down to the root thing being love, right? We either want love, or we love someone, or we are afraid of love. Prove what? What are you talking about? What do you mean by prove? Prove what? Yeah, nobody has to prove anything. I mean, if you love someone, you love someone. You show them that you love them anyway, so there's really no need to prove anything. If you love somebody, your actions will show it, right? If somebody needs proof that they are loved, then that's a problem within themselves, because they probably don't feel worthy of it. And if somebody says they love you and they treat you like shit, well, that's not love. It's not. That's not love. Because when you love someone, you don't want them to hurt. Sometimes we have to tell them things that might be hurtful for them to, realize, hey, this is something that you do that's not healthy, or this is something that you could do to, become a better version of yourself. We help them grow, we point things out, but we don't do it in a way that hurts them. At least not intentionally, Love does not hurt. But sometimes people are too afraid to feel their feelings, so they get stuck in their head and they always try to think about everything. Well, you can't always think about everything, because sometimes things just come from a space in your heart where you just got to let it happen, right? And if we fight it and we keep trying to distract ourselves with thoughts and other people and other energies and work and all of these other things, we might come to a point where we realize, I do have these feelings. I cannot hide these feelings. And it's going to hurt because we might... I mean, I guess that's good, right? And then we might lose the thing that we were thinking whether or not we want it. And then we know we want it. If you have to think about your feelings, you already know how you feel. We know how we feel. We might not be completely sure, but we have a good idea of how we feel. I'm 34. I'm going to be 35. So, if I know that I like somebody a lot and I know that I feel comfortable around them, and you can sense if there is potential for more than just friendship. We know there's potential there from the get-go. It doesn't take long to understand whether or not we are attracted to a person in that kind of way, and the more we get to know somebody, the more we can tell, is this somebody that I can grow with? Is this somebody who will grow as an individual with or without me and still be able to grow with me as well? Is this somebody who is going to be there for me whenever I'm trying to accomplish goals? Is this somebody who has their own goals despite my goals? Like, can we grow together and as individuals? Can I have my life? Can they have their life? Can we still have our life together? Is their cup full and my cup full? And can we bring our cups together so they overflow, and then we can actually, help other people too? That's the whole point. The whole thing is that we are supposed to be getting together in these unions to help other people. We're not supposed to be alone. We're not supposed to be struggling. We're not supposed to be suffering. We're not supposed to be feeling unworthy. We're supposed to love ourselves and love other people and help other people find their happiness. We cannot make other people happy, but we can help them figure it out. We can help them figure it out by helping them, showing them, leading by example. This is how you can heal. This is how you can learn to love yourself. This is how you can deal with your trauma so that you can become a better version of yourself. Echo, what time is it?
The time is 11:36 a.m.
Okay. So yeah, that's like two of the things me and my girl were talking about last night. Well, and Clyde. Just that, you know, this whole feeling unworthy thing can really mess up a relationship. Whether we are aware of the fact that we feel unworthy or not, that's another thing, right? That's one of those things where, again, we have to step out of our head space and into our heart space. Because if we don't feel worthy of love, or if we're afraid of rejection, or we're afraid that, you know, loving somebody is going to make us change or bring too much change in our lives. Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. There has to be respect and love and care, right? I mean, if there's no respect, then what are you even doing, right? Like, what are we doing in a relationship where we're not respectful towards each other? You know, we have to have respect and love, and yeah, we have to care. You know, and that's, yeah, every relationship. Yes, definitely. But we have to, you know, also be okay with ourselves. Like, I cannot, if I do not feel, you might have, we may have met in one of the groups I'm in the spiritual awakening group, maybe. I don't know. It's possible. Because I write sometimes. I haven't done it in a while, though. I should probably do that. But yeah, I have posts in those groups. Or the Dark Night of the Soul group. There's a couple others. I can't remember the names right now. But yeah, so yeah, if we do not feel worthy, like if I don't feel worthy of love, and I used to be this way, I didn't feel worthy of love, so, and I didn't realize this, right? I didn't realize this, but back then I didn't feel worthy of love, so I was not able to really step into my feminine energy, right? The divine feminine energy is about nurturing and nourishing, but it's also about being open to receive. Right? The female energy is about, you know, is open to receive, and the masculine energy is about, you know, being able to provide for her in a way where he is her safe place, right? He has to choose to become her safe place. You know, where he's there for her emotionally and physically, and he's able to stand up and you know, kind of take the reins whenever she's feeling, you know, some kind of way, because, well, women tend to be more emotional than men. You know, men have emotions. I mean, they're conditioned not to talk about them, which I think is horrible. Like, you know, men should be able to talk about their emotions. It's not healthy to not do it. But women, you know, we have that whole high intuition stuff going on, so that can be really, really exhausting. And we need to be able to have a masculine energy around us. Okay, it doesn't have to be a man, it's just the masculine energy. You know, if you're in a gay relationship, you know, whoever's the masculine energy, so we have to have that balance, you know, and if the feminine energy is off balance or the masculine energy is off balance, there's going to be a clash, right? So if I don't feel worthy of love, and I'm not standing in my feminine energy of being able to receive love because I don't feel worthy of love, well, then there's an imbalance in my energy. Therefore, there's going to be an imbalance on the outside, right? In my world, in my relationships. And I always found myself in these relationships where how do you mean? Like divorce? Or do you mean like living far away from each other? Or losing friendships? I did talk about how relationships kind of fall away sometimes, how we outgrow each other. And then, like, you know, there's no argument or fight or anything. We just sometimes kind of just, you know, grow apart. It's just something that happens. If you lose a friend without conflict, right? Like there's no argument, no fight or something, you can just tell that the energy is shifting and that you guys are not really serving a purpose in each other's lives anymore, it's not a bad thing. I mean, it's sad, sure, but it's not a bad thing. It just means that the universe is bringing somebody else in. All right, an eye for an eye. We got to make space to receive blessings. So sometimes whenever people kind of fall off of the grid, you know, it doesn't mean that there's any hard feelings. It just means that, you know, God or whoever you believe in, the name that you believe in, because it's all the same energy, right? It's all love. It's just preparing that space that you have available now for somebody else to come in who is more at your level, or who is more, you know, who is able to be the kind of friend that you need at the time, you know, because we outgrow people, because we always change. We never stay the same. Our personality might stay the same, you know, we have habits that stay the same, but ultimately we always grow and evolve. Like, that's the whole thing, right? We should not be so fixated on being the exact same person our whole life, because, well, then we miss out on a bunch of beautiful things. Yeah, that's fine. It's because I'm in Germany and right now everybody in America is asleep. So, you know, the views will come in later. It's just there's a big time difference. Everybody in America is sleeping right now. It's either early morning or middle of the night there. But yeah, so feeling worthy, whether they don't feel worthy or you don't feel worthy, you know, that's something that needs to be worked on within. If you are in a relationship and your person tells you, I do not, what time is it there? And your person tells you, I do not feel worthy of you. You deserve better than me. Then you have every right to leave them. We do not have to, oh, you so cute. You do not have to stay in a relationship where this person doesn't feel worthy of you, because you cannot change that. If they do not feel worthy, you cannot change how they feel. They have to do that themselves. And if you know that their lack of self-worth is going to, in some kind of way, make them, it's almost noon here. It's 11:40 in the morning here. So, you know, if their lack of self-worth is going to be externally expressed towards you, you don't need to stay. We do not need to stay in a relationship where we are taken for granted. We do not need to stay in relationships where the person doesn't feel like they're on our level and they make us feel like shit about it. Because that's what we do, right? Maybe not consciously. But if we do not feel like we deserve love, it's going to show. Because we're not going to be able to accept love. We're going to lash out. We're going to be mean. We're going to do or say hurtful things. So, if we're with someone and they don't feel worthy, and they express that to you, they say, I don't feel worthy of you. You're too good for me. You're going to wake up one day and you're not going to want to be with me. We have every right to leave. Why should we be with somebody who does not feel worthy of you? Because if they don't feel good about themselves, then they're just going to make you feel like shit at some point, because misery loves company. And it doesn't mean that they're bad people. It just means that they have not found it within themselves to step out of their headspace, out of their victim mindset, out of their pain, and into their heart, where they understand that underneath that pain lies love. Whether it be the need for love, the fear of love, or just having love. It all comes down to love. Behind sadness is love. Behind fear is love. Behind the fear of rejection is the, you know, fear of not being loved, or not being worthy of love. So, we need to stop thinking all the time, what am I feeling? And just let ourselves feel. And if it hurts, then we need to let that flow. We need to let that pain flow and release and come out, so that this dense energy can leave our body, so that we can become lighter, right? And happier, and find ourselves. Because when we're stuck in this pain, we lose track of who we are and what happiness is to us. And we don't see life in a very positive light, right? We perceive things from a negative standpoint. We perceive God as this being that left us and abandoned us, when in reality, we abandoned ourselves. We abandon ourselves when we do not love ourselves. And if we abandon ourselves, well, then we're also abandoning God, because God is divine, and within us, right, our souls are bits of God's energy just plopped into these vessels, and the game is to remember. And when we remember, direct communication with source, it's really cool. I live with my children. Hey, don't do that, kitten. Hey, don't do that, kitten. It's messing with my shoes. Hey, hey! What are you doing? What, Maggie? But yeah, so... Ew, what is that? How much did? Ugh. Ew. What was that, slobber? Huh? 3 children, 8 cats in the house right now. 6 of these, and then 2 adult cats. I wasn't sure if you were referring to kids or... Okay, it landed on its paws. We're good. That was a far jump for such a little thing. Maggie, are you okay? But yeah, no, I have children. Human children. I have 3 of those. And I have to go pick some of them up because they're in school. Goodness. Yeah, no. I have kids. I have cats and kids. Cats and kids. Yeah. But yeah, so shadow work. Step out of your head and allow yourself to, pay attention to your feelings. Don't try to think about them. You're fine. Don't try to think about, what is this feeling? Just feel, right? Just feel it. If it's pain, let it flow. If it's sadness, let it flow. If it's joy, great, awesome. Feel that. If it's feelings towards a person, if you need to do that, then do that. But just, yes, very blessed. I was told I couldn't have kids, so. But yeah, step out of your head and into your heart and really acknowledge your feelings. Acknowledge your feelings, accept your feelings, right? And then once you've done that, once you can accept the feeling that you have, I accept that I love someone. I accept that I am afraid of loving someone. I accept that I have pain. That's when you can start to do a little bit of thinking and go, okay, why am I afraid of loving this person? Why am I afraid of, why am I fearful? Why do I feel pain? What memory do I have that belongs to this fear or to this pain? Well, that's the thing. Love isn't supposed to be painful. Love becomes painful because we don't heal. We all have traumatic experiences in the past, and we let them condition us in a way that we are afraid to, move forward in a healthy relationship. We're unable to be, God damn it, she's doing it again. We're unable to really trust ourselves or trust other people, We're afraid to open up. We're afraid to let someone in. We're afraid that, if we make the changes necessary to have some kind of relationship, that we might miss out on something else, or that, the loss might be bigger than the gain. But sometimes, well, all the time, you got to give something to get something. There's always an exchange in energy, right? So if we step out of our head and into our heart and we realize, well, I have feelings for this person, and we acknowledge those feelings and we accept that. I accept that I am in love with this person. I accept that I want this person to love me back. And we accept ourselves as we are and understand that we are worthy of love, even though we're not perfect. But we're willing to be the best person we can be. I think you are. I think you are on my personal account. I don't know. No, love is not drama. What we do out of fear or pain causes drama. If we don't have fear, if we don't have pain, if we don't feel unworthy, if we are open to receiving love and giving love, if we are stable in our feminine and our masculine energy, I mean, at least for the most part, you know, if we have that balance and the person we are with has that balance, then love is not it's not dramatic. Life around us can become dramatic, but how we perceive it and how we choose to react or respond, that's what's going to change that. Echo, what time is it?
The time is 11:51 a.m.
All right, yeah, I got to get the girls. But yeah, so, you know, drama is just a matter of perception and how we react or respond. You know, if you're reacting, that means somebody says something that hurts your feelings and you immediately, you lash out, right away. That's reacting. Responding is somebody says something that hurts your feelings and you don't respond, you don't react. You say to yourself, well, how does that make me feel? Why does it make me feel that way? And what do I have to do for it to not make me feel that way? Because if somebody says something and it triggers you, if there's a trigger, there's a truth. Huge thing. If there is a trigger, if something triggers you that somebody said, it's because deep down at some level, there's some kind of truth to it. And that's why the only way we can fix that is to go within and try to figure it out. And by the time we've done that, by the time we decided, okay, I figured it out, now I can respond to what this person did or said to me, a lot of the time you're going to find we don't even want to anymore. Like we don't have the need to tell them that they hurt our feelings anymore because, well, we figured out what the problem was and it really wasn't with them, it was with us, with ourselves. If somebody triggers you, it's because there is a truth to it. And when you figure out what that is and you make the changes within, it's not a trigger anymore. It's not a trigger anymore. Well, I mean, sometimes we grow apart. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's drama, but, you know, like I said, sometimes things happen and people fall away to make space for somebody else. You know? If you need a new car, you got to get rid of the old one to get a new one. Odin wanted wisdom, so he gave an eye. He gave an eye for eternal knowledge and wisdom. An eye for an eye is in the Bible. You know, there's a whole bunch of references throughout different religions and spirituality where you have to give something up to receive something because it's an energetic exchange. You know, so if you're with someone and you outgrow each other, or you just, you know, the feelings change, which can also happen, and you're able to accept that and let yourself heal, you know, feel the emotions, don't try to overthink them, just feel the emotions and let them go, release the memory with the pain and forgive yourself and forgive them. You are making space. Yes, I have a good beloved now. You are making space for somebody else to come into your life. We have to open ourselves up to receiving and giving love. And if we're too caught up in the past, we're not able to do that. We cannot open up to love if we're caught up on something that is not serving us anymore. And the past is not serving us anymore. He's my boyfriend, not my husband, and he's at work. So, and I really don't like talking about that. That's personal. Well, I mean, everything I talk about is personal, but that's like stuff I don't talk about. Yeah. So, anyways, I have to go pick up my children. Shadow work. Step out of your head, into your heart. Allow your feelings to go. What they got to do. Flowing, releasing, right? What kind of, it doesn't matter what the emotion is. And then when you acknowledge and accept the emotion, then you can go and try to figure out what memory it's attached to. And then let go of that memory. Because if it's in the past, it does not serve you now. Find the lesson within that pain, within that memory. Find the lesson and then let it go. It's okay, you didn't know. Yeah, so I gotta go. I might come back later. I don't know. My sister's coming to visit me today, which is cool. I don't see her very often. All right, you guys have a good day, night, evening, whatever. I don't know what time it's going to be whenever people wake up and watch this. I love you guys. Love yourselves. Do amazing things. What kind of dreams have you guys been having? I'd really like to know that. Let me know what kind of dreams you've been having. Yeah. Share your dreams. I might do another dream thing. All right. Bye. Thank you for watching.